Yeah, credit score doesn't matter.
Dude, it does stress me to fuck out though, because when I first got here, I rented like I just happened to get lucky and I subleased an apartment with this guy who needed a roommate, and it was like a Chinese dude who was the landlord, and he didn't check our credit scores at all. And
Yeah.
that was the only reason I didn't I had an apartment, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, if your credit's bad, just get a lot of money, and then you could just pay your way out of needing good credit.
Yeah, but I mean, it also, if you have a lot of money, you probably have good credit,
Maybe.
right? I don't know how many people. I mean, besides like drug dealers, who has a lot of money and also doesn't have good credit.
Well, if you, I know there's people such as myself who have royally screwed up
Yeah,
and then turned it all around and managed to make a ton of money, and so it's this ironic situation that they're in where they got a ton of money now but still have bad credit, and so they have to work on repairing their credit score, but they have like plenty of funds. So you just end up, you find yourself in a situation, from what I've seen, where you just end up just paying more for everything in lieu of
yeah,
having good credit.
yeah. I mean, damn, dude, it stresses me out so much though, because I was just so irresponsible for most of my adult life up
Up
until
until
like
probably like 30 seconds ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm at a point now. I think with Tuesday might have been the final moment where I said, "Okay, now it's time to fix everything."
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have. By the way, folks, welcome to the program. This is the Idiot Investor, not financial advice, but I've like completely burned my whole life burned to the ground, and I now that I'm like picking up the pieces and rebuilding, I still have been wildly irresponsible
Yeah, me too.
in that process, and so I keep setting myself back, trying to like get my life back together.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I think about like the damage that I've done to myself financially in the work I got to do to fix everything, I just end up not thinking about. I just go, you know what? I am not gonna. It's not even gonna be constructive for me to even think about this right now, because I have so much work to do. I can only chip away at this pieces at it, like piece by piece.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same situation, but I stress about it so much and it's constantly on my mind at all times, to where it wasn't until like a year ago where I was like, okay, I need to figure this out or I'm going to become a homeless person addicted to spice. So I
That ain't bad.
yeah. Well, I mean, I could bounce around from shelter to shelter
Yeah, I
and
mean, you take it from me. You're never homeless as long as you maintain a somewhat okay relationship with your friends and family.
yeah, see, that's also where I've dug myself into a hole. I haven't done that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because if
Yeah.
you to be homeless requires a debilitating mental illness and just a complete
Eh, yeah.
disregard for anyone in your life. You have
Hon
to just burn every bridge down.
Honestly, I wouldn't be homeless. I think see, before I fix my credit, and even then, it's still, like, barely acceptable in terms of being able to rent an apartment in New York City if your landlord's Jewish. Um it's like you could just like do like an Airbnb for a month, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, New York. There's probably any city. It's just if you know anybody, you don't have to worry about any of that. Like
yeah, yeah,
if
true.
you just know people, or if you have enough money to go through a broker, even then you could work around that. I mean, there's like so many ways to maneuver around the system. That's either just through networking or just having a bunch of money.
Yeah, true. Uh,
Speaking of $20 from alcohol,
woo,
please use this money to gamble at the casino. This is financial advice,
hell yeah.
brother. Trust me. That do not enable that because
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
I've been you know we're fans of Vegas Matt here.
Yeah, shout
I
out
got
Vegas,
the
Matt.
itch. I got the itch watching them Vegas Matt videos, and so I stepped into a casino recently. I went to my local riverboat casino, and it very quickly I was looking down the barrel of ruining my life. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to leave. I've already been back to this ATM 3 times.
Yeah.
This is like I cannot believe how much I've already lost.
It
I have to lie to everyone about how much I've lost. Like people, when people ask me like how much you lose, I'm just like, like $50. It's
it
so much more than that.
yeah, not don't worry about the amount.
Don't even, dude. Yeah, like on the inside, I'm just panicking. I'm just like, dude. I can't even. I don't even know what happened. It
Yeah.
feels like I went on a drug bender. I'm,
It
yeah,
it's crazy how fucking fun they make casinos. Like last casino I was in, there was like this great sport book place. Like they have every single like game on television, on a television. You know, there's hot like Latina like hostesses. They're giving out free beer and shit. It's just you can smoke in there and vape in there.
that's the best.
Dude, it's yeah, casinos rule so fucking much, and it's so easy. I must have blown through $100 in that like under an hour,
I
45
wish it
minutes.
was only $100 for me. It was by the time I finally decided to tap out, I was like, I have to like I have to like ask for overtime at work now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I this
Vegas map might be a psyop for like casinos.
maybe because dude,
Y-
I didn't even I completely lost myself. And then eventually I finally like snapped out of it and was like, there's no way to even win this back at this. Like I have to
Yeah.
leave. There's no way to fix this.
Yeah, your only chance would be to empty your bank account.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I'm like you ever get down? You like have you ever been in a casino and you're down so much that to break even, you're trying to hit a jackpot.
yeah, yeah.
You're like going to a slot machine thinking, okay, if I could just hit a couple of jackpots, I'll win my money. I'll be back at zero.
Yeah, I think I've only won a little bit ever at a casino. Like I've mostly just lost money. I would say 98% of the time I've lost money. It
Slots is a great way to lose money because there's
with
no,
it,
you have no chance of any strategy. So you're just at the whims of these machines. The table games you have better odds, but you have to know what you're doing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I go to like a slot machine. I have no idea what's even going on most of the time.
No,
I just put in.
you don't need to. You just press the button. I mean, there's some where you kind of have to. They make it so confusing because there's some where it's like ask you to pick a denomination, and then I don't understand even what I'm doing. Like where I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
2 cents, and then it's like 88 880 credits times 3, and I'm like, what does this even mean? And I press the button and I'm like, well, that was $40.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I not only that, like I don't know if I've talked about it on here before. I think I may have, but like my grandma was like a huge gambling addict when she retired from work. Like she would get paid by casinos to like charter out like 100 of her senior citizen friends to go gamble at like Indian gaming resorts and stuff. And she wouldn't even make money because all the money she would get paid from the casino, she would just give right back to the casino. It was basically just a way for it to like for her to pay to gamble. So like I know for whatever reason, I don't understand the science behind it. I know that I have that in me and I love to gamble.
I love it.
So whenever I go to a casino, I have a very strict like limit that I put on myself for spending, and once I get there, I'm like, all right, well, it seems to be going faster and faster.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah. I
crazy.
set a limit, and then before I know it, I'm at the ATM again, and I'm like, what? It just at a certain point, I'm like, what am I doing? This is like a whole paycheck
Yeah.
that I'm losing, and yeah. So dude, I guess it's good that I am not a comedian anymore and didn't get booked for Skankfest Vegas because
Yeah.
it would just be a disaster. It would be whatever Lewis would pay me would be gone before I even got the paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching like those ever since you sent me that like that thing on Twitter about people buying rolls of the scratch offs.
Yeah.
I've been watching videos of people just scratch like literally like an hour long video of people just scratching scratchers and just to see if they actually make their money back or not. Some people go net negative, but some people actually do make money and I'm getting to the point where like so so I have a bonus coming up because we have like, we're getting out all at my work. The Jewish holidays are coming up and I have to get out a certain amount of shit before October 16th. And I'm on track to actually make my quota or whatever you want to call it. So I have a pretty good bonus coming up and I have seriously been considering like, should I just buy a fucking stack of scratchers and just let it rip?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? And then
You
just like,
look. This is the thing about nowadays. Like it's so hard Scrabble for everyone now that everybody's got to. We all got to figure something out
yeah.
because the world is not what it used to be, where you could work your job and maintain any sort of stability. Now it's you got scratchers, slot machines, stocks, crypto, sports betting.
Yeah.
You have to start like taking some swings and just praying that at some point you hit a grand slam.
Yeah, I've been kind of thinking. I'm like, I'm trying to find my niche. I'm trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do, like for like my own show wise. And I'm like, should I become the Vegas Mat of Scratchers? Maybe.
Honestly, yeah, if you got one of them like top down cameras
Yeah.
and just made videos where you just see your hands scratching scratch offs
Yeah.
and maybe did some commentary here and there, that probably would work.
Yeah.
Like it,
All those videos of Scratcher like stacks I've been watching, like millions of views.
yeah. Oh,
People love
they make more.
Scratchers.
They make their money back just probably on YouTube money.
Yeah, and it takes like an hour to get through the scratcher and stuff. So, you have like a pretty prolonged time of content. Yeah,
See,
I'm honestly,
that's the sort of you got to think outside the bun, and this is the sort of outside the bun thinking that I'm all about these days. Is that I've lost tons of money in stocks.
yeah,
Well, it's unrealized loss, so technically I haven't lost anything. But and I've lost money at the casino. I've lost money on scratchers.
that's a realized loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a realized loss. Yes.
Yeah.
I've lost everything during my time in and out of the psych ward and all that happened. But when we are thinking when we are living Moss and thinking outside the bun, I now understand that all of these quote unquote losses have actually been investments in content.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
now all of this has been gaining experience in enriching the story that is to be told through my content.
Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of view the Billionaire Podcast Network as like a journey of your or a journal of your hero's journey. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
that's what was funny about that conversation we were having just now with to not be named friend of the show who is freaking out about finance right now.
Yeah.
Like the way he's talk, I get why he's anxious, but I'm like, brother, you have no fucking clue how bad it can get. Like, it's you were so not even nowhere even in the realm of being in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I've gone through it where I've genuinely thought like I'm either going to be homeless or just dead pretty
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah,
And
he's worried, but he's never taken out like 5 cash advances at one time.
I guarantee you he's never looked at his bank account and seen it be so negative
Yeah,
that
he's never seen red.
he had to start using Cash App as a bank
Yeah.
because he couldn't use his actual bank anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've gone through the worst of anything that could happen. Probably not even the worst. Like, but I've gone through some bad shit financially, and just something. I don't know if everyone is like this, but at a certain when you've gotten kicked in the teeth enough, you do like start to be able to reach inside and find some kind of strength you didn't know was there to start to like propel yourself forward and be
Yeah.
able to like pull yourself, not only like start pulling yourself out of out of whatever situation you're in, but even begin to like thrive maybe. Because
Yeah.
dude, I saw it happen with my cousin. She was like a heroin addict, streetwalker, lot lizard, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just fucking lost everything and was selling her holes on the street.
Yep.
And then eventually she started to feel like find that fire inside and turn it around. And now she's she's making like 6 figures now selling insurance and just bought her first house.
Hey, man. Yeah, I think there is something to like going to rock bottom that kind of there might almost be like a release, you know what I mean? That lets you be like, okay, I went as far down as I can go. Now, not to be cliche, like the only thing I can do is like get better from here. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? What's the word? I mean, besides like some kind of disability or
Yeah,
crippling.
I think once you decide on what your rock bottom is, because I mean you could go lower. There's always a
Yeah.
lower, but for me, I finally like I think I hit mine and am now in the process of what we say in the market a reversal,
Yeah, yeah,
a bounce, and just like the tickers that I look at every day on Robinhood. Some days I'm up, some days I'm down a little bit, but the trajectory is always zoom out, always going up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Michael Hall wants to know if my cousin is hot. Nope.
No, yeah, yeah,
Nope. But she's hot enough for desperate men on the street,
yeah.
seemingly.
For truck drivers.
Yeah, I mean, God bless her. She do. I mean, I'm happy for her. You know,
Yeah,
I love her. I'm glad to see her. She's an inspiration. Um, yeah, there is something liberating about just like burning to the ground. I mean, but also I'm like kind of lucky or blessed that I have like just like enough friends and family in my life where I did not, I had people I was able to that like were able to help me through my time in which I was debilitated,
yeah,
where I did not perish. There's a lot of people who don't have that support system in place where, who knows what would happen to them, you know.
yeah. And there's also just people who can ask for help. You know what I mean? Like,
There's a lot of like misplaced right, like this misplaced sense of righteousness or pride where they feel like I'm too good to ever ask for help from anybody, and I'm like, just owe people money.
yeah, yeah,
Just get the help you need right now, and then if you're actually noble and righteous, you'll just pay them back later.
yeah,
Just owe a ton of money to everybody.
yeah. Owing money does suck, though. I hate because I'm actually a person who finds it hard to like ask anyone for anything, and I don't know. I don't want to say I'm like too prideful, but asking anyone for money would be a pretty big like deal for me.
Drew, watch this, folks. Let's get some super chats going. Let's go ahead. Hey, everybody that's tuned in, there's 27 people watching right now. please give me money. See that, Drew? It's that easy.
Yeah, I guess it is
You
that
gotta write
easy.
that down. Put that in your notebook.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do is ask. The answer is
Yeah.
always no until you ask.
True.
It was the Tulsa King who said that.
Tulsa King.
Have you
Shout out
seen?
Tulsa
Do you
King.
know the Tulsa King?
No.
It's a TV show with Sylvester Stallone. It's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, yeah. Was that the one where he's like a mobster, but then he like relocates to some like small town and he tries to get like a
Tulsa.
yeah, yeah.
He did 25 years in prison, and then he finally gets out, and the mob is like, things have changed. There's nothing here in New York anymore. We need you to go to Tulsa. And Sylvester's like, oh, what the fuck is a Tulsa? And so then he goes to Tulsa and shakes down a dispensary for a protection racket. He's like, I need protection from the feds. This shit's only legal at the state level. You're going to need me in case the feds want to look at your books. And then Martin Starr is the owner of the dispensary. He's like, oh, I guess.
Folds instantly.
Yeah, it's an awesome show, dude, because he's like, he's 75 in the show. I don't know how old. I think Sylvester Stallone might be that age in real life, but in the show he's 75, and he's just kicking the shit out of everybody. Just like one punch KOing everyone he comes into contact with. But he's like a 5'3", 75-year-old man. It's incredible, dude.
Sylvester Stallone rocks, dude. Like honestly, I admire that he's still like, look, I'm a senior citizen, but I also can still beat the shit out of everybody. Like the Expendables was just like jerking himself off, really. That's all
Yeah.
that that's all
Sylvester
that
Stallone's amazing. I mean,
yeah.
even if he really never had to do anything good again after First Blood and Rocky.
Yeah.
That's a free passage. Like, you made two of the best movies of all time. Do whatever you want now. And he did.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever made anything good again. I don't know if he ever even came close to how good those are.
He like wrote Rocky himself, right?
Yeah, he did.
Was that the same with First Blood, or was that like based off of
I
something?
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I love First Blood and just how like it became like it went from First Blood, which is actually kind of like a dramatic, good, like good movie that has
First
like
Blood is like a very quiet, reserved movie.
yeah, and
It's
then you go to
not.
Rambo 2.
First Blood has action, but it's not like action packed. It's much more
Yeah.
meditative. And then by the time you get to First Blood 2, it's now it's guns blazing.
Yeah, it's just an
It's a
action movie.
completely different fucking movie.
It's so tight, dude. I
Yeah.
love that shit. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. So, but the Tulsa King said the answer is always no until you ask. So there you go, Drew. I mean, it's that simple. I just got to say to the chat, please give me money. Please
Yeah.
send in some super chats.
Honestly, I do need to start asking for shit more. I'm gonna
Dude, seriously, all you got to do is just ask people for money.
Yeah.
I mean, friend of the show, Diet Coke, does that every day. She's just like, can I have $20?
Yeah.
And guys will send her like hundreds of dollars. Now, granted, they want her to send them videos of her like taking a dump, but
It's understandable.
hey, look, the Cash App already came through. So
Yeah, we never agreed to that.
I know,
So
yeah, she never agreed to a poo-poo video, a poopy video. There is a woman that follows me on Twitter who does do that, and it's surprisingly cheap to watch her eat turds.
She eats turds.
Yeah. You haven't heard about this?
No.
I've talked about this on something where this lady followed me and I followed her back, and I was scrolling one day and I saw her. What just at a glance was her like deep throating a dildo. And
Yeah.
then I said, there's something weird looking about this dildo. What's going on here? Turns out it was a turd. and her OnlyFans is only like $4 a month. And I'm like, that is a hell of a deal to watch a woman suck on turds.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's getting. It seems like she may be getting paid to do what she loves, though.
I guess. Hey, look, you do what you love. You never work a day in your life. And
Yeah.
if you love eating turds and eating your own vomit like a dog, then what more could you ask for? I had to mute her because I was gonna. That will make me throw up if I keep
Yeah.
hearing that.
Yeah, it sounds rough to watch.
Really disgusting. As you got to wonder what's going on with
Y
people when that's what they're into. Because I mean, I've had sexual proclivities in the past, like pornography I watched that made me feel like inhuman. Where I go, man,
Yeah.
I gotta fix this. But it was never anything like that,
Yeah, I guess I can kind of, like, understand, like, pissing on somebody or maybe getting pissed on by
brother.
a chick.
I can understand that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
but
get that.
yeah, yeah, but I love the glasses bit every time. But the scat fetish, that's something I can't wrap my head around, like my mind around. Like I can't. There has to be something traumatic that happens in
Yeah,
very
like
early
your
adolescence.
dad took a dump on you when
Yeah.
you were something happened, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that one seems traumatic. But eating shit, I didn't know people were eating shit. I just thought they got shit on, like, girls who get
Brother,
flown
my
out to
whole life has
Dubai
been
get
eating shit.
yeah, yeah, I know a thing or two about eating
I know
shit.
a thing or two about eating shit, but I've never ate shit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Speaking of this fella, Goot Dobra wants to know, don't why not stand up again? Lewis and these skanks loved you. You have big momentum. In due time.
Yeah.
I got a lot I gotta take care of first before I start trying to follow my dream. Well, I am following my dreams every day, but that
Yeah.
aspect of it's gonna, just give me a month or two.
Yeah.
I'm immensely talented, so the second I step back on stage, I'll be as good or better than I ever was. These fucking people that do it like 4 or 5 times a night who think that that's what you're. I've seen plenty of people do that who suck at it.
Yeah.
I don't think just like rote repetition is how you develop yourself creatively.
Yeah, not only that, it's amazing how many people who do comedy, like, suck at writing or even just, like, suck at riffing.
Yeah, because most
Yeah.
people that do it are lazy retards. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like unbelievably lazy, and I never thought I never like thought of myself as particularly smart or
Yeah,
like
same.
creative or whatever. But then, like when I see what other people like their version of creativity is, I go, well, I guess I'm a genius because
Yeah.
this fucking sucks. And that's
Yeah, it
that's e-
sucks.
that's even like with successful people. Like it's this tricky thing because like nowadays you're not allowed to critique anything. You're just a hater if you do.
Yeah.
But I never thought that like a lack of success precludes anyone from having taste or discernment. So I can watch like a comedian's special or even or whatever it is, like whether it's a special or a movie or look at a painting and like understand like, well, yeah, I'm not like at this level of whatever success they're at, but I can still recognize that this fucking blows.
Yeah.
Like as a consumer, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's this weird, like, mixture, I think with, like, a lot of people that I see, like, doing comedy, it's this weird mixture of, like, delusion, but also, I think even more so delusion, just like this emulating what they think, like, a good stand-up presents themselves as on stage and the kind of way that they talk about whatever subject that they're talking about. It's very weird. It's a very, I think, emulation heavy trade that people are
Sure.
trying to do.
Well, I
And
mean, yeah, I think that's with anything creative is you start out by like imitating your like the people that inspire you, and then eventually you figure out what your voice is in
yeah,
whatever
true.
field it is. But there's people who never figure like there's people who are always just they never break out of the first stage.
Yeah,
And Jay Dinez in the chat makes a good point. Stand up is gay.
yeah, yeah. Stand up is
It's
very
really
gay.
gay because more often than not, it doesn't work out. So there's like a handful of guys who make a ton of money doing it, and then there's just like 1,000 other dudes just with their dicks in their hands I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And even the guys that do make it, there's a lot of people who are like professional comedians, quote unquote, who are like touring, who they suck. There's probably, look, Drew, there's only 250 comedians, right?
Yeah.
There's only
That
250 people qualified to do hee hees and ha ha's.
yeah.
Of that 250, there's maybe at any given time like five that are actually good at it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even out of the 250 that get paid money to, where they don't have to work some kind of day job, you only like 10 of them.
Yeah,
Hannah Gadsby makes a
which
bunch of money.
it's kind of nice to know that there's at least within the world of arts and crafts, with stand up, like we're talking stand up specifically. It's nice that there is a working class of stand up that you don't have to be a genius or the best or even necessarily good to make a living doing your teehees.
Yeah.
You can eke out a career as just a serviceable comedian. I don't
Yeah.
know how fulfilling that is. I suppose if you're enjoying it more than you would clocking in for a 9 to 5, then great.
Yeah, but I don't know how many people are actually making a living. It's
No, because
there
it's a fucking dead. It's a mostly dead art form. That's why you have to have like a YouTube channel.
yeah,
You have to you have to
or
be
an
you have
OnlyFans.
to figure out how to get good at like reaching more of the population than what you would just doing nightclubs.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
because like these clubs are gonna like first off, you're at the behest of the club itself, so you're only going to get paid what they're going to offer you, and then the people that are there, you're not going to like you don't retain any of them.
Yeah.
You might get a few that buy a CD or a shirt, but I mean, they forget about you the second they leave, and then they just have this shirt hanging in their closet where they go, "Oh yeah, I guess I wasted $25 on that shirt that one night we went out."
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you can establish a foothold on the internet, now you have like an actual foundation for yourself. You have like a subscriber base, which is what I've been doing because am I'm pretty sure that I'm imploding at my day job.
Yeah.
So I really need everyone to hit the super chats because I am starting to fall apart at work.
Yeah, yeah, I'm jealous of girl comics who can get paid to go to the clubs, then a bunch of like lonely guys and just guys in general follow them on social media. So maybe they make some money back there just because, they have a bunch of dudes that want to have sex with them. But then also they're the ones that have the OnlyFans. They have like three revenues of income,
Yeah.
possibly a podcast. It's like,
I
Jesus
mean,
fucking
who
Christ.
wants to listen to a woman speak? I mean, to be honest with you,
Yeah, yeah, true. Uh,
like I mean, women live such a different life than we do. I can't even like speculate on what's going on. Like the fact that women just have the that they have the break glass in case of emergency OnlyFans option,
yeah, it's
or
crazy.
there's just all these different ways they can make money just being a woman. I can't even. It does not behoove me to even think about that because it's not even in the realm of possibility for me.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, even if, let's say even if we tried to do the same thing, it would just be like gay men. You know what
Which
I
I
mean?
do know a guy who has made money doing that.
Really?
Yeah, do you follow that guy Trevor? So he's some psycho on Twitter. He's a nice guy, but he's insane. He lives in Hollywood, and I don't think he has a job. I don't know what he does, but
Yeah, has sex with
he
men.
he's not. I don't know if he does that, but he's constantly posting pictures of his hard penis. And I asked him about this one day. I said, "Dude, I'm sick of seeing your cock on the timeline. What is going on?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, it gets a lot of engagement from gay guys, and I get like $400 every 2 weeks from Twitter." because my account is monetized. I'm like, all right, dude. Good luck getting a
Alright.
fucking job.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Honestly, if I could get $400 from like my malnourished penis, I'd be posting that shit all the fucking
Yeah, I
time.
was. He has a very sizable penis, so that
Yeah,
helps. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. My penis seems like it has like a disability.
Yes, mine is very emaciated. Yeah, my penis is getting SSI checks. I had to fi-
Yeah.
I had to fill out a form. Like, what's your disability? Small penis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dog.
Damn.
Well, did
Yeah.
you hear, Drew? Let's get
What's
into
going
some.
on?
Let's get into some tickers.
Oh yeah,
Chi-
your Chinese stocks, right?
dude. I knew it. I knew that I was on to something. No, I foolishly just never just held on to everything I invested in. But apparently, some China did something. They're doing something. Um, I saw. Hold on. Something's going on with China.
Oh, it's
Is the
their
that's
bank, right?
yeah? I think they are. I saw a like a headline that said that China is like is about to pump a ton of money into their central bank or something like that. Um, yeah, China weighs $142 billion capital injection in the top banks. So they're considering injecting up to 1 trillion yuan, which is $142 billion
Okay.
of capital in its biggest state banks, and so that has begun a bit of a bull market is starting on Chinese tickers, on Chinese stocks. Because today, I first off, I will say I'm still pretty deep in the red,
Yeah.
but I had a green day overall. Like, if we're
So,
just measuring the one day,
yeah.
it ended in the green. Over
Yeah,
the course of
I saw your chart. I was like, "Oh, damn, what's
the
going
chart, the
on?"
chart for the one day looks good. The chart for the entire time I've had the
Yeah, all
portfolio
time.
is a disaster, a catastrophe. But yeah, a lot of these Chinese companies that I like got bamboozled on, that like, because there's some that, like that one that we were talking about, WTO. I have like
Mhm.
a few like that where I watched them in one day plummet from like $40 down to like $1.
Yeah.
There's one I'm investing in called CheetahNet, some logistics company that in one day I saw it go from $40 down to 97 cents. So I
Yeah.
bought that. To me, I was like, that's the bottom. Right. As of right now, it's trading at about 21 cents.
Yeah.
But that one is one I'm in on. There's another one I got called MTC that I bought at around the same price. MTC bottomed out at like 20 cents, and then today it jumped up to like 33 cents. So a lot of these like Chinese tickers I'm in on, I started noticing today they're all bouncing back up. They're on the reversal. And so if I knew if I knew what I was doing, uh, you know, I could have bought at the lowest and sold pretty quickly like today and made some money.
Yeah.
But now I'm just watching them, hoping they, get back to where, break even, maybe make a little profit, and then take the money and run.
It's funny. It's like I follow like a lot of these stocks that you invested in that you told me about. And like every day at work, I'll have like a few minutes, I'll check the stocks and it's WTO. I feel like every day it's like down 8%.
That one, yeah, that one's been dropping since the since the reverse split, but it's going back up now.
Yeah.
And the one that I'm like really hoping pans out, that will like, if it can hit $1, will just like secure me across my whole portfolio, is this Singaporean company, this solar company I'm in on. I've talked about Maxion Solar
Yeah.
Technologies. MAXN is the ticker. If this thing could just jump from now 9 cents to $1,
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Miguel wanted me to bring up that Newegg stock to you, which
yeah, he was telling me, yeah, he mentioned that, and I go, the fucking computer parts website, and he goes,
yeah,
yeah, dude, we could get, start getting some. Because he's doing options trading, which I haven't
yeah, that
even,
scares me.
yeah, I haven't even played with it because that's straight up degen gambling. That's just
Yeah.
that's like in like a half hour you could lose your entire investment
Yeah.
if you don't know
Well,
what you're
you
doing.
actually lose your entire investment if you pick, if you gamble wrong. So it's not like, you have unrealized losses. It's like you meet the deadline, you lose all that money that you put into it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I
Option.
do like Newegg though. I mean,
I used to visit Newegg all the time and look at graphics cards I couldn't afford. Yeah.
I do that now.
So yeah, he was telling me, but I don't really play with options right now because I've already like I'm still trying to figure out just keep buying shares
Yeah, true.
and timing that correctly because I mean there's like so many that I look back on and see when I should have sold and I just kept holding and now I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well maybe in a year or two this will come back around, but yeah, it takes time. They say 95% of all people that try to trade in the stock market
Lose
fail.
money.
They
Yeah.
lose money. Yeah, they don't figure it out. It's there's so much noise. Is another problem. Like when you start like paying attention to a lot of these stock guys, they're always just jibber jabbering and saying things that can like really like make you anxious and just stress you out while like following these guys.
Yeah. I just don't trust any of the guys. I don't trust
Oh no,
any.
I don't trust any. I follow them to see what tickers they're talking about, and then I look into the ticker and do my own research. Um, just to see what people are buzzing on. But the way they all come across to me like they're scam artists.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't even. What does this mean? Is this supposed to be derogatory? Dalton uses TurboTax for sure. What I don't understand. How is that a bad
I
thing?
use TurboTax. What's
I
wrong
thought
with
everybody. I
Turbo?
thought that was what you're supposed to do. I don't understand why that's a bad
Yeah.
thing.
Actually, I'm
Fucking
curious. I'm
excuse me,
curious.
fucking Mister Rockefeller.
I'm curious though. What's wrong about using
I
TurboTax?
don't understand what's wrong with Turbo. It's free and it does everything automatically. I don't have to do
I
anything.
don't think it's free. I think you.
It is free.
Every time I've used TurboTax, it's taken out like $100 from my.
Nope. No. You are selecting the paid option. You have to make sure you click on the free one.
Yeah, I use TurboTax. I guess I'm even dumber because I'm paying for it.
Because that happened to me a couple years when I first started doing my taxes. I was like, why do I have to pay TurboTax for this? And then turns out you have to make sure you click on the free one. Because when you use TurboTax, the default setting is they tell you like, all right, it's going to cost this much. We could just take this out of your return, and you go, all right, I guess that's doing taxes. Turns out you just have to click the free thing.
Was it like you just have to? It just doesn't help you as much, or
No, I don't know. I guess, yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I gotta be honest with you, I don't really know what I'm doing.
yeah, yeah.
I
I think I've used TurboTax my entire adult life.
I am financially illiterate, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious though. That same guy who said that, please tell me why I'm retarded for
He
using
said it's not a
TurboTax.
bad thing. He's just saying my taxes are simple. He's responding to some other comment. I get. Oh, somebody was inquiring about my 1040,
Uh,
my 1040 EZ.
yeah,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, my taxes are about to get pretty complicated because now I got my like W-2 job, and then I think I got like three different 1099s I got to work on. Um, it gets kind of complicated when you start like cobbling together these different sources of income. Because I think I have a 1099 for this channel that I have to do, and then I have a 1099 for the Patreon, and then a 10.99 for the Crowder Boys Patreon,
What
and then
about Twitter?
and then Twitter, and then I have no. I don't. I really don't. Yeah, this is a Gordian knot in my mind at this point, trying to figure out what the tax situation is going to be between this channel, the Patreons, and then the Crowder Boys YouTube channel, because we just like, like me, Crack and Robbie and Sal, like we just are Venmoing each other money.
Yeah. Wait, so one person's gonna get hit with the tax. You're
I
just
guess
gonna
so. Yeah, I honestly don't know.
yeah, you're gonna be bumped into a new tax bracket, even though you're Venmoing everybody
Yeah,
money.
I guess. I mean, at least there's a paper trail, but it's usually like somebody has access to something. Like I have access to the Patreon for the Crowder Boys, and then Crack has the YouTube, and so like I just put the Patreon in my bank account, and then send Crack and Robbie's cut to them through Venmo, and then Crack sends me and Robbie our cut of the YouTube money through Venmo. Uh, so this is a mess, or
Yeah.
whatever the tax situation is going to be on all this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hoping that maybe, or early on, we're just not making enough for them to give a shit.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
When I was doing a lot of stocks like during COVID, post COVID, I never reported any of that shit to the IRS. And
Dude, don't
yeah,
just get rich and then pay the fine.
yeah, true.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah. Fines are literally just like ways for rich people to get away with crimes, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's so tight, dude. I love that. That's part of our
yeah. Fine, and in bankruptcy, like bankruptcy really exists to benefit like rich people. Like if you're rich as hell, you just file bankruptcy and clear the slate for yourself. When poor people file bankruptcy, it ends their life. But I think Donald Trump has filed for bankruptcy a few times.
oh damn. That's
Yeah,
tight.
yeah, it's pretty tight. I was thinking about it. Maybe I should just file bankruptcy.
Yeah, you
Then
just why
turns out that's actually expensive. You have to get like a whole like a bankruptcy lawyer. It's like a whole thing.
oh yeah, actually it'd probably put you in even more debt.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't really know anything about bankruptcy at all. How it works, what it does to benefit you to file for bankruptcy.
it wipes away just everything except student loans. So it's just a clean slate. And it like just your credit is fucked up for a while, but it's a chance to like start over.
No.
But the problem is there's certain debts that don't qualify for bankruptcy, and the big one is student loans. So there's like, and that's like a point of contention with a lot of people in this country. That's like a conversation that's had a lot. Like why is there this one particular debt that you just cannot bankrupt your way out of? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it, you can't escape everything. They have to have you on something.
I mean, dude, to be honest with you, dude, and this is like also thinking about that conversation we were having with our friend of the show, just talking about money and all that.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you start to see how absurd everything is, and you just go, I don't even care. Like, whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
paying you anything, because when I see a headline that the U.S. just approved another like $8 billion to Israel. I'm like, why would I even give a shit about whatever I owe anybody at this point?
Yeah,
If you're
true.
gonna take 40 fucking percent of my paycheck and use it for the purposes of war, then I don't honestly, like, what incentive do I have to even try and do my part financially?
My thing is like, what do we I mean, I'm retarded. I don't know anything about
Sure.
geopolitical bullshit or anything, but it's like, what do we get out of sending other countries billions of
I
dollars?
don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't. Israel doesn't do anything. Their chief export is like Klonopin
Yeah, like usury.
and usury. So they're not like a global superpower. They don't have any like real economic place in the economy. They're not economically in the economy.
Yeah.
They don't serve like too much of a purpose beyond like I guess they do run everything.
Yeah.
That's the only conclusion I can come to is like I guess everything that the laser eye profiles on Twitter is saying is true. Because when you look at like what Israel actually contributes globally, they just take money from everybody.
Yeah, I don't get it because it's like I somebody told me once they were like, well, the reason we give money to Israel is because they're like our eyes and ears and our one proxy nation in the Middle East.
They're more like our fucking nose, dude.
Yeah. But it's like why do we need a proxy nation in the Middle East? I mean, would like Al Qaeda and all these terrorist organizations even hate us as much as they do if it wasn't for our support of Israel? You know what I mean? It's like, what do we need? I mean, is it oil? Is that the only reason that we need to be there?
I genuinely don't know. I
Uh,
I I, I cannot figure it out,
yeah,
and I got like my own life to live, so I can't get wrapped up in it too much
yeah,
because I'll spiral out. But like when you start to kind of pay attention, you go, yeah, I don't really understand what's going on here. This does seem really fucked up.
yeah. But the Ukraine makes a little bit more sense to me because it's like, okay, this is our proxy nation next to Russia. By maintaining Ukraine, it gives us it helps bolster us against who is like one of our main enemies or rivals, however you want to term it. I mean, I also don't want to give money to Ukraine. I think that we should be investing that
I
money.
I'll give my money to a Ukrainian prostitute, and
Yeah,
I
me
have
too,
done that.
brother. Those are the refugee. Those are the
I Yeah,
migrants that need to be sending.
that's how I support Ukraine is I pay for
Yeah,
sex.
I have a Ukrainian girlfriend who engages in sex work, and that's cool.
Thank you. Easy IPA says you brain. Yes. I'm trying to get my dick sucked with a condom. Trying to get a condom blowjob from a
Yeah.
Ukrainian prostitute.
When I went to the rub and tug, and the Chinese woman sucked on my dick with a condom, she was like, no condom, $20 more. And I was very interested, but I didn't have $20. I didn't have an extra $20 on me because I
You just
just brought
think
enough
of the
money.
the fucking roll of the dice that is though.
Yeah,
You
true.
just checking your shit for bumps for days after. Like, damn, did I catch something?
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, let's get some super chats going. But anyway, uh, but yeah, I mean, and when it comes to that, I will say that is the great thing about market capitalism, the free market. You always have an opportunity to work your way out of whatever financial downturn you're in and achieve upward mobility.
Mhm.
Because like within the market, there's just so many different kinds of like demands, and there's things you can like create a demand. You know, I started a YouTube channel. I
Yeah,
created demand for myself. And that only exists within this structure that we have here. You can't do that in Finland.
yeah, true.
You can't do that in Sweden, in Russia, in these Marxist communist hellholes. Only in the U.S. of A. Baby can you start a YouTube channel and make money doing whatever it is I do. I truly do not know the value of what I do, but it makes money. I ain't gonna, it doesn't serve me to think about it too hard.
Yeah, true.
you
Also,
know,
don't think about things too hard.
That's honestly a great way to make money. Is don't think about things too hard.
Yeah.
You know, you could paralyze you. You could end up being like our friend we were talking to, who's just freaking out, and it's like, hey, buddy, why don't
Yeah.
you just get to work?
Yeah, what do they call it? Analysis paralysis?
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Analysis paralysis. Um, Miles Morales,
Paralysis.
Spider Man. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you just don't. If you don't think too hard, if you can manage to just not paralyze yourself, that's really where being stupid benefits a lot of people. Like that guy, like somebody like Asmongold. You know about that guy?
Yeah, I know
He's a
Asmongold.
fucking idiot, and
Yeah,
he makes like
he's
$1 million a month.
yeah, it bothers me that he's a multimillionaire, but he can't hire a maid to clean his fucking room.
It's dude, the world of streaming, just like the I don't know, the community or the streaming sphere, it's these guys are all like freak shows. they
Yeah.
all they all are either like degenerate fucking uh slobs, or they're just like criminal, like sex criminals, or
Yeah.
all of them. Something eventually comes out that reveals that they are just like psychos in some
Yeah.
way.
The guy I can't figure out is I can't remember his fucking name. He has like long brown black hair and
Oh,
he
Moid's
talks on what
critical.
yes. It's
Yeah,
like what how did this
I
guy
truly, me and Robbie have talked about that guy. Like, what is this? There's no zero entertainment value. He's doing nothing.
He's
He could
literally the
not
most
get. He
boring.
cannot be offering less,
Yeah, he couldn't
and
be
yet,
more boring.
yeah, he couldn't be more boring or have like less of a point of view. And yet he makes tons of money doing whatever he does.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's got to be a bubble. This can't. It doesn't seem sustainable that to have this many fucking idiots making that much money doing nothing. That bubble's gonna burst.
Yeah. I also think it's just like I mean, I think it's pretty obvious to everybody, but a lot of these guys are just like bolstered up by stupid children. You know what I mean? Like this has to be the fan base of most of these
Yeah,
people.
it
Like
is
at
like,
least 80% of their fan base are just children.
well, yeah, and I think I talked about this on something else. Have you seen Child's Play 3?
You've talked to me about it. I don't think I remember exactly 3.
So in Child's Play 3, the company that manufactures the Good Guy doll has not been making it for a few years because of the murders
Oh.
associated with the Good Guy doll. And so now there's this meeting with the board of directors, or whatever. They're discussing bringing back this doll, and the head of the company at one point refers to children as consumers in training, which is actually like some of the most chilling social commentary in any movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But it does speak to the like commercialization of like children, of like
Yeah.
um trying to grab children young and siphon their attention and parents' money, so that when they become older, they just, once they have their own money, they just keep handing it over to the same companies, which we
Yeah.
see now. Like all these fucking guys in their 40s just still giving Disney thousands of
Yeah, it
dollars every
bothers me
month.
so much. I hate Disney adults so much.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or guys who like buy like tons of Funko Pops, just like
Yeah.
adult now, like all the kids who grew up with that, who grew up with this sort of sentiment of like watching some colorful fucking cartoon and then being sold toys and all that shit. They grew up and now they're still handing their money to the same companies. They're
Yeah.
buying fucking Legos and action figures and comic books and watching cartoons and trying to get their kids into it.
Yeah, I kind of had a problem with that with video games mainly.
Yeah.
Because, like, probably around, like, when I turned 27, I kind of just stopped playing video games. I was still interested in them, but I just stopped playing them. But every once in a while, there'd be, like, a game that'd come out, and I'd still buy it, maybe play it for a few days, and then, I just gave this company $70, $60 to get
Yeah.
bored with a game after
I
30
yeah, I
days.
don't play video games too much anymore. And but yeah, and there is just like it just got to a point with me where I lost the patience for it.
Yeah,
Where it's I'm more engaged with like a movie or a book.
same.
Whereas like with a video game, it feels like a chore
Yeah,
nowadays.
I hate
Like
it.
I got to go through a whole tutorial and like figure out how this thing works.
Yeah.
And then then the next like 100 hours of my life are devoted to I don't know Bloodborne.
And then not only that, it's like, because
Bloodborne is tight.
I like mostly multiplayer games, but it's like, okay, I'll buy this game. Sometimes they even give it to you for free, but then once you get in the game, you get all these options to buy like more shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about at
Oh,
all?
dude, like Fortnite is like the fucking scheme from Batman Forever.
Yeah.
It's like the Riddler's box that he made that sucks the smarts out of your brain.
Yeah.
There's like a ton of games like that now where I look at the way like people's interactions with them and what they're doing to people, and I go, this is actually making people dumber. It's like sucking away all of their attention and intellect, and they just exist as slaves to like whatever this game is.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Which
is
is
kind of.
like Fortnite or Minecraft or like whatever these games are. Because like I can play a game where that has a like structure that has like a set like beginning, middle, and
Yeah, like
end.
a story. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
linear. It's linear
yeah. So
shit.
even if it takes me like 100 hours, at least it's like a completion. But then like the stuff like Fortnite, I'm like, oh, this is just designed to keep you in front of the TV forever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it literally is the entertainment from Infinite Jest. Like, that's what
Yes.
it's trying to be.
Oh shit, dude! I didn't even. So the Riddler's scheme in Batman Returns is the same as the plot of Infinite Jest.
Yeah, Batman Returns is just Infinite
I
Jest.
I'm just now putting that together that Infinite Jest is also Batman Returns.
Yeah, damn.
I wonder. Wait, Infinite Jest was published in '97. He was not the first person to have that idea, but I don't think he was like.
Like and like something that's so entertaining that would just keep you.
Yeah, I don't think he was like the first guy to come up with that. But when did Batman, or not Batman Returns, Batman Forever?
I think it's around the same time. I think it came out a
I think
year
it might
afterwards.
have been the same
98.
year.
98, I think.
Let me see. So Batman Forever was 95.
Whoa.
Whoa, so David Foster Wallace might have lifted
Yeah.
some of his ideas from the Riddler in Batman Forever.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but folks, if you want to understand Infinite Jest, somebody DM me the other day and asked me like, "Am I retarded if I don't know what this book is about?" And I go, "No, not a
No,
lot of
not
there a lot
really.
of most people have not read it." I was like, "Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. You don't have to read it." So if you want to understand Infinite Jest, it's just the Riddler's scheme in Batman Forever. That's the plot of the book.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, actually, now that I'm getting older, I do enjoy a linear single player plot driven video game. I
Yeah,
may not finish it. I may not finish it, but I do get
and
excited for them sometimes and then play, like 10 hours
and
worth.
even then, because I had a realization with the last game I got sucked in on because of the story, I realized like I think what I'm looking for is a book.
Yeah, yeah.
If there was a way to engage with this without having to play this, that's what I'm looking for. And then I realized, oh yeah, that's books.
Yeah, I kind of went through that too. Like there was this day where I was trying to stream I was just trying to figure out like how to stream video games and like talk at the same time. So I put on Metal Gear Solid 3, and I kept on getting so frustrated because I wanted to experience the story of Metal Gear Solid 3, but I sucked at the game, so I could just never progress past certain parts without getting frustrated and being like, "Okay, I want this shit to fucking end right now." But yeah, I think it's just like all I want is the story and maybe to hold a controller in my
Yeah.
hand but not really have to do anything.
I honestly, yeah, I want video games now to be the way my cousin used to trick me when I was a kid. Just give me the controller, but it's not
Yeah,
connected to
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I just because I have no interest in playing any of the new Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, I mean,
But anytime they release like a new story, I'll watch it on YouTube.
oh, just like the cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, so I because it's like a movie, so I just watched the new DLC for the newest game. It's called Chaos Reigns,
Yeah.
and that was fun. That was a good 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it was like near the end of it, I realized what I was watching on YouTube was edited. I realized like near the end that they were like cutting out all the like really graphic stuff, and I'm like, that's the
Yeah.
whole fucking reason I'm watching this.
Yeah, true.
But it was it was pretty cool. I don't know, they're changing a lot with the story, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, I did that with Metal Gear Solid 4 because you can't play it anymore unless you have a PlayStation 3, I think is what it was
Isn't that
on.
crazy? There's so much shit that Kojima did that you just can't play now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was nostalgic for that, and I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I didn't finish it though because there's over.
Apparently, that's most of the game anyway.
Yeah, it's like over
'Cause
8 hours.
Nick Oldershaw was telling me that like the beginning of the game introduces all these really cool concepts and mechanics that you can play around with. That is only like the first couple hours of the game, and then after that, you're mostly watching a movie.
Yeah, it's pretty long. I remember when I actually did play the game back when it came out. Like, I think there's only 10 hours of gameplay in the game.
Yeah,
And
and
then
it's like
one of the
like a 40-hour game total.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty fucking long. But one of the playable parts at the very end, you're like literally crawling for like 10 minutes through like what's described as a microwave. And it's like, why didn't they just make this a cutscene? Why did this have to be a playable part of the game? This is a perfect opportunity for like a short cutscene where you see Snake crawling. There were some decisions where I'm like, is Kojima kind of like retarded?
Yeah, I guess he likes to experiment with the form.
Yeah.
He's like James Joyce, but for video games.
Yeah.
Kojima is the James Joyce of gaming.
Yeah, he's gonna release a Finnegan's Wake.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is his Finnegan's Wake.
Yeah.
Which is why I respect him. I don't play most of his games because there's like so much shit like that where I'm like just getting frustrated that I have to do this.
Yeah,
It's
true.
so fucking stupid.
Yeah, he's releasing a new, I don't know when it's coming out, but he's working on a new horror game.
Yeah, it's called OD. It's about John Arbuckle's dog.
Yeah, and Hunter Schafer's character in it. So
Yeah,
he's been very close with Hunter Schafer. I don't know if you
Kojima's got a bit of he's been a bit sweet on Hunter Schafer.
yeah, he is. Shit.
I do think it's cool that she's doing shit that is like obviously she's trans, but she's acting and stuff where that's not even part of it,
Yeah, or she's yeah.
where that's not like a focus of what she's doing. Because
Yeah,
I
like her character isn't trans. It's
yeah, it's just like that new horror movie that just came out, Cuckoo.
yeah.
How do you say cuckoo?
Yeah, I know what you're
Kaku?
talking about, but
Michio
yeah.
Kaku. Whereas she just plays like a girl,
Yeah,
and it's not. There's no mention from what I've seen that she's even trans in the movie.
yeah,
Because that, yeah, I don't know. I look, obviously, I'm an ally, friend of the trans,
yeah, me too.
but when it comes to like media that I'm consuming, I don't want to have to like deal with like the issues or be doled out some morality tale about
Yeah.
or whatever.
You don't want to be lectured.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody keeps telling me I gotta see this this movie. I saw the TV Glow, and I'm like, apparently it's good, but it's also just looks like a like trans like wagging the finger at you kind of
What is it
thing.
about? I haven't
It's
heard
so
about this at
the
all.
lady that made it, the filmmaker that made the movie is trans,
Okay.
and it's about like these two kids who grow up like they're best friends, and they grow up watching some show that's like an Are You Afraid of the Dark type show.
All
It's
right.
like some fucking like spooky kids TV show from like that era, like that kind of TV that we used to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like their favorite show, and so when they get older, one of the friends comes back to the other and is like, "Hey, do you remember this show we used to watch?" And they watch it again as adults, and it's not as the one guy is like, "This is not as good as I remember it." But then I guess like something happens where it may or may not be a situation where they are actually the characters in the show, uh, and that this is like an alternate reality. So the events that you're seeing transpire in the show, where these two characters are being um something has so the villain puts them under some fucking spell, so they're asleep, and so what you're watching is like the alternate like dream world of the characters in the show,
Okay.
and so the maybe is something where they got to wake up, and so the main guy, his analog in the show is like some woman, so
Uh-huh.
that's where it's like trans, I guess.
Okay. I kind of see where.
And so he's like refusing to accept that this might be the reality of the situation, and so his like refusal is a like representation of like
Yeah.
body dysmorphia,
Yeah. Um
or gender dysphoria. I would say
I mean that's
Fred Durst is in it.
Fred Durst is in it for real.
He plays the dad.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
I saw somebody online say something funny where they said if this movie takes place in like 1996 or the late 90s, how does neither of these kids realize that their dad is Limp Bizkit?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember the first time I like knew that trans people existed. I'm trying to think. I mean, I
I
always
know.
because back in our day when we were, young and, cherub like
Well, there's so much panic about it now. Like there's so much it's so prevalent now, and
yeah.
there's so much like moral panic about it also, that it just feels I can't even remember a time when this wasn't something everyone was constantly
Yeah,
talking
true.
about.
I know
But
what you're
yeah, I mean,
saying.
when we were kids, it was we. I don't even think we knew that it was such a thing,
Yeah, and we used to call them transvestites, which I think is
which
bad
is just
now.
cross dressing.
Yeah.
That's like a different thing.
What really? I always thought that
A
that's I
trans. So the way I understand it, what we used to know as a transvestite is like Dr. Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror. It's just a guy
yeah.
who dresses up and is like drag.
Yeah, Drew Carey's brother.
Yes, John Carroll Lynch in the Drew Carey Show, Zodiac himself. Um, so that's true. And then like in Silence of the Lambs makes mention that Buffalo Bill is a transsexual,
Yeah.
which is what we now know as transgender.
Oh, okay.
So like back in the day, there was transvestite, which is drag, cross
Yeah.
dressing, and then transsexual, which is you want to cut your cock off.
Yeah.
Which
I
actually
wonder.
most trans people don't do that. Male to female keep the penis
Yeah, as they should,
as
honestly.
they
I think
should, because you can't. You're not going to be able to force a vagina.
yeah.
So
You gotta keep that
it's easier and it's more enlightened rather than try to manipulate your body to have the hole you want, to
yep.
just expand your own consciousness regarding what it means to even be a woman.
Yeah, you
And
need.
we would ask the same of every, I am willing to accept that there are women with big penises.
Yeah, what was it called? A futanari?
Futanari is both.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what we used to call hermaphrodite, and then intersex. Now we know as futanari.
yeah, yeah. You need to go full futanari, I
Go
think.
full futanari. Get both
Yeah.
actually. 2 for 1.
Um, yeah, I wonder what the word
They
was
call that a
used
surf and turf.
in Ace Ventura, the first one.
Oh, Finkel and Einhorn.
Yeah. I wonder if there was language used. I can't remember. Or if it was just like, "That's a man."
He just is. Einhorn is a man. And then they
Yeah.
play the fucking song from the Crying Game while he plunges his face. It's very funny. And
Yeah.
then in there, he's like, he found Captain Winky. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and that movie gets like pointed at a lot as being like very transphobic.
Yeah.
But you gotta think, dude, that was what, like 93, 94? That's for that time actually very progressive.
Yeah.
For a movie to even broach that subject and feature the protagonist having like a physical relationship with the trans character,
Yeah.
even though by the end of the movie he's disgusted by what's happened, that's about as progressive as you can hope for in
Yeah,
1993.
trans girl's one of the main characters in the movie. It's probably
Yeah,
the first time it ever happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
um,
I'm all about trans visibility.
yeah. Show me that penis.
Yeah, show me that penis,
Show me
girl.
that penis, girl. Hey, girl, show me that cock. Let me see that penis, babe.
Shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's also another thing where it's like that. All these eras of these like big moral panics, where the people that are like afraid of it or against it make it sound like it's just it's like a virus, like it's spreading everywhere, it's taking
Yeah.
over. But the reality is it's like a very small percentage of people. It's like a
Yeah.
minuscule amount of people that are actually trans.
I think it's like less than a tenth of a percent or something
Yeah,
like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's barely occurring. And this like talk, like Jordan B. Peterson crying and being like, "They're cutting the kids' cocks off, Joe." That if that's happened, I would say that is fucked up. It's also not happening.
Yeah.
There might be some like isolated incidences here and there, but I think for the most part, no. But these like this talk of like gender reassignment in children, I don't think is really occurring.
Yeah, I do think there are cases of like what's it called, man, choosing by proxy with like, a crazy mom wanting her kid to be trans, but that's more about my hatred of women, not trans women.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I think for the most part, I think like a lot of parents, if you got a son and your son is like, my name is Rebecca, and he's wearing a dress, you just go, that's great, son. Just be sure to clean up when you're done. You know,
Yeah.
like you just accept it and be like, hey, he's just playing right now. I would not consider this as like this person expressing their actual identity to me, because what fucking 25-year-old even knows who they are, let alone a child.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where it does lie on the parents to understand that, yeah, your kid probably is not making like declarative statements or understanding who they are yet. And even if that's the case, I mean, I don't know. Like I do think, I suppose it's for the best to allow the kid to grow up and make those decisions as an adult.
Yeah.
But whatever, I don't know, dude. I don't want to get in the weeds with this,
Yeah.
because ultimately, I just don't think it's even happening that much.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It, having children at all is very terrifying to me, let alone like
It is scary.
thinking about the fact that they just grow into these like individuals, and you could have control over it, but it would probably just turn them against you in some kind of way. So you just kind of probably have to let them do whatever, and whatever I don't know. It's all just fucking terror. I don't understand how people my age have multiple children.
That's dude. That's another thing that drives me crazy is all these fucking like conservative talking heads online now. This like trash shit that people are preaching, where they're like, the birth rate is declining, and it's imperative that you're supposed to have a kid when you're 22. And I'm like, yo, if I had a kid when I was 22, it'd be dead by now.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you talking about?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not.
It is
That's not
not.
for. There are people who had children at that age, like really young, and made it work, and they're great parents, and is great. Thank Christ I didn't.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It terrifies me to even think about it.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. I mean, I get that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like this like thing that a lot of people do where they try to like push their lifestyle or their choices on everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like really people should just be there. There's enough people. You know what I mean? There's like enough people. Everybody could just live their fucking life.
Yeah, I don't fully understand the population decline theory.
I truly don't. I don't know what the fear is because I'm like, yeah, people are not going to stop having raw sex. That's not. Even if the population dips a little bit, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if the population got cut in half, I think we'd be fine because
I think it's just really it's like because most of the people who talk about the population crisis are on the right, and then most of the people who talk about like not having kids are on the left. And it just kind of seems like whatever one side has, you have to have the opposite.
and it's almost like when you think about it,
Yeah.
both
Good.
sides are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Oh, it's John Castle's birthday. Is it today? Wait, what did he say? Anyway, folks, happy birthday, John Castle. Let's go ahead and
Happy
get
birthday,
some super
John.
chats going.
Yeah, send a super chat. Wish John Castle happy birthday in the super chat.
Yeah,
It's his birthday, please.
someone in the chat, Stephen Hester, says he misses the boo videos. Bring it back.
Yeah,
I'm just look. Inspiration takes time. I'm
yeah.
just waiting to feel inspired again because I did so many, and I started running out of ideas. I'm just cooling off and doing other stuff, and then I'm gonna get back. A new season's coming soon. A new
Yeah.
season of me looking at titties. What's what's another ticker? Folks, this is not financial advice.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, like I bought Palantir at like I think it was like $25. It's up to $37, guys. And here's my theory
Pretty
on
good
what.
return.
Yeah, here's where what my thinking was behind it. It's like the hellscape that you see forming around you with big government, big brother type. Any stock that reminds you of 1984, invest in that because
Any sort of encroachment on your liberties,
yeah, you need to invest in it.
on your private life, anything that feels as though it seems like a violation of your very existence,
Yeah,
invest.
there you go.
Palantir honestly seems like a good investment.
Yeah,
I do look at it every now and then. It keeps going up, and I'm like, Drew's right. This is actually a good one.
dude,
It's just so expensive already that like to get it like a sizable amount of shares,
yeah, it
you would
is.
need like at least $1,000.
Yeah. But I mean,
Which
they keep on getting government contracts. They're, probably helping Israel bomb children,
probably,
so it's a good stock, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's smarter to invest like $1,000 in a $20 stock than $1,000 in a 10-cent stock because
That reverse splits.
dude, though, yeah, those penny stocks. Trust me, I've learned the hard way. You think like, oh, I could get like 20,000 shares. and then a month later you only have like 100 shares because they did like 2 reverse splits,
Yeah.
and your average buy-in after the split is like $25, and it's back down to 5 cents a share, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah. I'm never getting this money
I'm
back.
never recovering from this. Like, dude, there's like so many stocks that I see where they'll hit the reverse split. It'll go back under $1. They'll hit another split, and then it plummets again, and then it just gets delisted and goes OTC. So it becomes a pink sheet,
Yeah.
and then everyone that held on to it is just like stuck with this completely worthless stock.
Yeah. And yet they'll still post about it online.
Oh yeah, they'll start posting about like it's going to do better OTC than it ever did on the Nasdaq.
Yeah.
Which, like, dude, those OTC stocks is like true degen, like, just like scummy back alley
Yeah.
stocks. Like, that's that shit from like Wolf of Wall Street when he goes to that strip mall place to get that job. And like, you remember that when Spike Jones is like, well, these are the pink sheets, and he just scams that guy immediately. That's like nowadays that's just happening constantly online.
Yeah. It is nuts. Like, do you ever go to stock twits at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the guys on stock twits that try to like shill these shitty fucking stocks. It just reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street so much, but in a way where like they're not successful and they've lost like
Oh yeah.
thousands of dollars.
But
But
you're describing me.
yeah, but but they're shilling them so hard to where it's like, and I've said this before, but it's like, what do you think's gonna happen? You're gonna convince like enough people to buy this stock to where you're gonna recover your money? It's not gonna. It's
It's yeah. I mean, when you live on the edge for so long, I think when you've been doing the degen thing for a while, you just turn into a psycho.
yeah,
You mutate.
you have
Yeah.
nothing to lose by doing it, so it's like, why not?
Yeah, because I mean, I see the pumpers every day. I've fallen for a few.
Yeah.
WTO being my most recent, where I was like, oh, I think this is the one. This just dropped from like $2 to 9 cents or whatever.
But
Um,
I understood your thinking on that because I have seen that happen where it's like, okay, one day it'll drop like 90%, and then the next day it'll maybe get like 25% back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
uh, but it,
Well, Pat DeRose in the chat introduces a good concept. He says, "I bet it's worked at least once." So it happens every day, and you just never know which one it's going to be.
yeah,
Every day something runs like crazy where it'll go from like 20 cents a share to $3 that day. But you never know. You're
yeah,
constantly just like fumbling your way through the dark, hoping that something you got is going to do that and fix your portfolio.
yeah. It's honestly the ones that do it the most are the biotechnology companies, and I think there may be something in like trying to figure out which biotechnology companies are awaiting FDA approval for something that could make them a shitload of money because that's when they pump. Like,
I think alternative energy is a big one that's
yeah,
about to start hitting a bit of a bull run because Elon Musk just said something about how, by the way, I said this was my Muad'Dib prophecy when I was in the psych ward. Elon Musk just came out and said some very bullish remarks on lithium, saying that like this is one of the big like promising sources of energy in the future is lithium.
yeah,
So like I think, and I don't know if these like energy, uh, like alternative energy is good for like a short day trade, but as far as like long term holds, I think I would say I'm bullish on solar and lithium and like alternative sources of energy, alternative to what we've been using, like fossil fuels and all that.
Yeah,
So,
I think lithium definitely is,
dude, my lithium stock's doing good now.
yeah, because lithium's like what's in like the e-bikes, batteries, and shit like that,
So,
electric vehicles, and
lithium is a like necessary component in every computer
yeah,
and all these new like lithium ion batteries. So every electric vehicle, uh, just like tons and tons of hardware needs lithium. Um, and I think it runs like conversely with crypto because all these crypto mines, like these servers and computers that mine for crypto, all that needs lithium to be constructed.
yeah.
So I think like lithium runs with crypto as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what the resource was because when there was like that shortage of the chip shortage with both like, like processors,
I think
microprocessors, and
it's
graphics cards.
lithium, cobalt, and helium and nickel. It's like these
Yeah.
different. It's like different kinds of metals and elements and shit. Um, and so yeah, I think lithium is a good one. I'm in on a company called Standard Lithium. SLI is the ticker because they haven't even started their project yet. They got this huge project all in like Southwest Arkansas and Texas, like that area,
Okay.
that I think is starting up next year. So they've been building out the infrastructure for it. They got like workers and shit out there building, getting ready, and they're going to really start mining next year. And so I think that one, because dude, like one of the big lithium companies, I think they're called Albemarle, something like that, is trading at like over $200 a share.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this company is like a smaller company that got the bid on this huge project. And so I think once that project gets up and running and the company really starts producing, I think that stock will do pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's
Me-
when I've been holding on for a while. And I've held on to it through some ups and downs, but it looks like it's on the upswing now.
Hell yeah.
I only have like 500 shares.
Yeah, I haven't been putting too much more money in. I've just been letting what I have in there ride.
It's a fool's errand, the stock market, for the most.
Yeah.
They call us dumb money, but it is fun.
Dude, I'm telling you,
It's addicting.
I am seriously considering getting like the stack of scratchers.
That's as I think the odds are as good with that as like Chinese penny stocks. So go
Yeah.
for it. That is financial advice. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to my shitcoin Chinese penny stocks. You go ahead and get a book of scratchers, and we'll see who succeeds.
Yeah. If I do end up getting the stack of scratchers, I will stream me scratching every single one.
Well, if you get like a stack of $20 scratchers, and that costs you what, like $5,000. If one of those is the $350,000 winner, then that's a good return on investment.
Yeah.
You know,
All right, maybe I think the most I'd invest into the stack of scratchers would be like $1,000. Like I said, I have that bonus coming up, so we'll see.
it's really fun to just blow all your money on the dumbest shit
Yeah,
imaginable.
the dumbest shit, dude.
Just thinking to yourself, like, I'm about to hit it big. This is actually smart what I'm doing. And then just losing everything and going, all right, well, back to work. All
Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah,
Guess I'll ask for some overtime.
true. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be money that I didn't even know was coming. My boss just came up. He was like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a bonus this year for it," and I was like, "Oh,
Nice.
all right, yeah, yeah." Did not expect that.
He must have gotten some of the uh you know some of
Yeah.
that sweet is Israeli package.
Yeah. The 8 billion went to
Yeah,
the company I work for.
he got a little piece of that 8 billion.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
So what's another ticker that I'm in on? I'm still waiting for Pineapple Energy to bounce back. I am 95% down on that one.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest hit. That one makes me sick to look at. I'm hoping as solar takes off, maybe it'll bounce back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for that one, you might want the Democrats to win.
Right. I yeah.
Yeah.
Politically, I'm only interested in who like
Who pumps their
who's
stock?
going to make me money. That's where my political allegiance lies.
Yeah, and honestly, the Democrats may help you with your Chinese stocks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Because I solar like I'm in on a few solar stocks, and so I'm really hoping solar takes off. I got one cannabis stock, ACAN, AKAN. I'm hoping that as cannabis becomes more legal
Yeah,
across the country
at the federal level.
at the federal level, yes, that one starts to move. That was my first reverse split. That one day I woke up and I said, "Oh shit, this is trading at $3 now. Why do I only have 60 shares though?" Now,
Yeah.
and I realized, oh, I got hit with a split. What's another one? Let me take a look. What are some? This is why I'm Diamond Hands Dalton. I've sold none of the only, the only ones I've sold were ones that were for sure going to get delisted. So I said, "Oh, I just need to cut my losses."
Yeah. Do you still have Green Wave?
Yeah, I'm down pretty heavy on that one.
Yeah, I got out of that one. I was down like $400. I was like, I need to cut my losses on
Dude,
that.
I am. I've lost. Dude, I can't even. I don't even want to. I don't even want to look at my full portfolio because like the amount that I'm down, it just is not. My own psyche can't handle even considering how much money I've. Is an unrealized loss though. I haven't actually lost
Yeah,
anything.
true.
Yeah, there's a because during that big meme run that I got everyone in on that we know
Yeah.
when FFIE was taking off, I bought in on all these other ones that people were talking about like CRKN. I still have that one reverse split. ASTI is another solar company reverse split.
So many reverse splits, dude.
Yeah,
Everything
I still have some FFIE reverse split. G Wave reverse split, Nauticus Robotics, KITT reverse split. Here's one that has not split yet. Kixin, KXIN. Average cost is 11 cents. Right now it's at 10 cents, and it is
That's
not
not
split
bad.
yet. So I might be able to sell that one tomorrow, make about $12. Maxion MAXN. Bought that at 0.2097, closed today at 0.0895, so, which is up from 7 cents.
Yeah.
That's the one I think will turn my whole portfolio around if it squeezes like they say it's going to.
Like
MT,
people are still talking about it squeezing.
yeah. Well, because they've been trading under $1 for a while, and they got the delisting notice, but that's been extended to February.
Oh.
So they have till February. They have talked about a split, which has made some folks bearish on it, but there's nothing confirmed. And there's a lot of like industry investing. The like big companies are buying like tons of shares of this company. So
Okay.
who knows?
Is that the one that BlackRock bought a bunch of
I
shares?
I think BlackRock bought some, yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
So we'll see. That's the one that I've seen. Like I saw a price target today from Fintel that said like $2.14,
That's not bad. That'd be a
and
lot of money.
that would turn everything around. Then I would be a true investor. I would have
Yeah.
actually turned a good profit. Here's this other one, MTC, Tech. I don't even know what the fuck they do. It's one of these Chinese fucking companies. I bought in at 0.97. Last few weeks it's been sitting at around 20, but today it jumped to like 33 cents. So it's on the
Yeah, there we go.
reversal. OPTT, that's the Southland Tales stock, Ocean Power Technology. Should have sold that one last week. I bought in at 0.2177. Last week it hit 0.25. Right now it's at 0.159. So, which I don't understand. Dude, that's so infuriating because like some really positive news came out about that company this week, and it's been dropping since then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how that works too. It's like, is it just getting shorted? Are people just selling all their
I think
shares?
it's these high frequency trading algorithms. I think it's that like these big financial firms, these hedge funds, are shorting these companies, and they just have this software in place that can go in and buy, sell on the stock
Yeah,
and manipulate the price the way they want it. So it doesn't correspond to any of the news that comes out. Like you'll see this news where it's like, the fucking Biden administration is talking about wave energy, which is what this company does, like investing all this money into these types of companies. Revenue was big this quarter. They made more money than they thought they would. This company's like doing very well, and then it drops like 5 cents a share from 20 now to
yeah.
15.
I wonder how much of the market is actually just manipulated by,
It's
people.
rigged top to bottom. That's the other thing is it's not only game. Yeah, It is a casino. The whole thing is fucking rigged, and just like every now and then you win.
Yeah,
But for the most part, you're just like betting against the house because these companies like Citadel and all these fucking hedge funds own the stock market, and they get to do whatever they want with it. So you're playing against them. You're playing
yeah,
like they're playing the game that they designed, and they're your opponent.
yeah.
It would be like trying to play Monopoly with the Parker brothers.
Because it like stock manipulations always like existed in the sense like even like in the late 80s, early 90s, you would just have like 100 guys in a room with computers like buying and selling to try to manipulate the price to get it to like whatever you want it to get to. But now it's like you don't even need the 100 guys in a room. You just have like a very string of computers that can do it automatically if once
Yeah.
you program it a certain way.
Well,
So
that's what happened after the GameStop squeeze in 2020. Is like Ken Griffin, Citadel hired some like tech agency to develop this algorithm that they for somehow is legal for them to use. They send out on a stock on different stocks to manipulate the price.
yeah,
So they have this like AI program, this algorithm that will just go in and buy and sell in rapid succession one stock to keep the price where they want it as they short the company or whatever they're doing. Because when that happened and it decimated Melvin Capital, and that guy had to go move to Florida or whatever, and and these hedge funds lost billions of dollars during that squeeze. That was like that was the only time that was ever going to happen.
yeah,
Like after they learned their lesson after that, now they've been able to fortify themselves to ensure that nobody could ever do a squeeze like that again. So you still see squeezes each day. Like some stocks will squeeze, but it's nothing where it's that extravagant. Where you see the way GameStop went from like $20 to $300 in one day.
yeah.
That's never gonna fucking happen again. The best you can hope for is like a 20-cent stock hitting like $1.50,
Yeah,
which is great, which would be nice.
yeah, I truly don't get it anymore. I feel like after GameStop, like people with money, these institutions figured out ways to prevent that from ever occurring again. They never want
Yeah,
to lose billions of dollars. So it's dude, FFIE was crazy though, because that was almost
that was dude. If I knew what I was doing, Even now, I still know so little. But if I had the knowledge I have now, I would have like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that was rough.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was rough because I sold it. I sold it the date I should have sold it, but I sold it maybe 2 hours too early because then it went up like another.
that was like people still talk about that. It's still the moment by which everyone compares everything now. They're like, we're
Yeah.
looking for that next FFIE type run.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was nuts, honestly.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna figure it out. One of these that I'm in on is gonna fucking squeeze. I'm gonna make like 30 grand in a day, and then, and then now who's laughing?
Yeah.
Ha ha he he. Everybody was laughing at me. Now I have enough to start paying back some of my debts.
Mhm.
Doesn't that suck to realize like if you came into tens of thousands of dollars, it wouldn't you still wouldn't be back to zero.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I fucking hate being poor. Being poor is very what's the word I'm looking for? Gay.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have the fucking money making mindset. You gotta have the drive and the ambition. That's what I do every day.
Yeah.
I do my fucking day job, and then I'm like, all right, now what do I got to do to really make money?
Yeah, true.
Because I'm not gonna fucking live like this forever. I'm not gonna resign myself to a life of like just surviving or just existing, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. It is.
That's like literally everyone in my family did that, and they're all fucking miserable. It's like, yeah, you're alive, but did you enjoy? How much of this life did you actually enjoy? You know what I mean? It's like I want to actually enjoy life. I want to fucking go see things and hang out with my friends and eat nice dinners.
Yeah.
And I is that's and I'm talented, so I deserve it.
Yeah, true.
I deserve to be extremely wealthy.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn from the Jews at work. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Like they work their jobs where I work. They're all of them are landlords, and then all of them work like maybe two more jobs, but jobs they can work while they're working at the
It's not a
company I work
tumor.
for.
It's not
What?
a. It's not a tumor.
Yeah,
Not a
dude, it's
tumor.
crazy. The CEO of my company, like, he owns 2 businesses, he owns a bunch of real estate, and then he also does work for another company while he's at our place of work. It's fucking nuts, dude. I'm
The
like, "What?"
Jews really do have the money making mindset,
Yeah.
dude. I'm gonna have enough money where it would be stupid to keep it all in a bank account.
Yeah, you're gonna
You know what
have to
I'm
have
saying?
overseas accounts
I need
and
to have, yeah, I'm gonna make enough money that I gotta get fucking money market accounts.
yeah, and you're
Because
gonna have
I
some
think because I
buried.
think most bank accounts are only FDIC insured up to like 250 grand. Anything after that, they say you shouldn't keep in checking. That you should have like a savings account, and all these different like other like money market shit that I don't really understand yet.
Yeah, but you're gonna be able to afford an accountant
Yeah,
when the
yeah, yeah,
time
yeah. I'll
comes.
I'll I'll pay a guy. I'll have enough money that it would be smart. It would actually be financially wise to pay someone to help me manage my money.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's the money making
yeah.
mindset.
And you're gonna underpay him because I ain't trying to give too much of my money away to some schlub.
Yeah, exactly. And it all starts with Chinese stock.
Yeah,
WTO.
with China coming to prominence.
Yeah, China.
You are kind of like a Chinese agent right now.
I am a bit of a Chinese agent. I do love China. I love Chinese things.
I love Chinese food.
I like Stephen Chow. You ever
Yeah,
watch it? You ever watch Stephen Chow movies?
yeah.
Dude,
You love Jackie
I
Chan.
like Jackie Chan. Yeah.
Yeah. You love the kid from the Goonies, Data.
Yeah, Ki Hui Kwan. Actually, he's obnoxious, and he's not that good at fight scenes. Like
Yeah.
his fight scenes and everything, everywhere, all at once, were just boring to me.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that. I need to watch
Yeah,
that.
his everybody was raving about his fight scenes, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
I think somebody told me, or I read it, that that part was intended for Jackie Chan, but he turned it down.
Good. It was Beneath. That movie fucking blows, dude. That
Yeah.
movie sucks. Michelle Yeoh has done 30 better kung fu movies than that. Just when she was nobody in doing all those movies in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I mean, good for her that she's now like a major celebrity. You know, she's gotten her dues, but her body of work before that movie, she's got like way better fight movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I've actually been watching some Chinese movies. I just watched Police Story 2. Jackie
Police
Chan.
Story, those movies fucking rule.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, so many people think of Jackie Chan as just like Rush Hour, like
Yeah.
his later work. Dude, he was in it. He was insane. He was a
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
madman.
Dude, the choreography in that shit is nuts. Like
Yo,
it.
have you seen the stunt he pulls off in part 3?
No, I
Where
haven't seen that third one yet.
dude, there's a stunt he does in part 3 where he like runs down the side of a building
Uh huh.
that where he actually did that. Like, there's no fucking wires or any.
Is it the
Uh,
one where it's kind of
it's
slanted?
slanted, yeah.
I have seen
And
that
he's
actually.
sliding down it, and then
Yeah.
near the end, he starts running, and he almost falls off of this thing. And that was the second take. So he did it twice.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was a fucking psycho, dude. He
Yeah.
kind of still is. I think he disowned his lesbian daughter.
Yeah. It's funny how he's just like if he was American, he would be called like a far right. You know what
Yeah,
I
it's funny
mean?
that like happy, funny, friendly Jackie Chan is like, my daughter a faggot.
Yeah. No gay dog.
You're not allowed in my house anymore.
Yeah.
Come
Man,
back when you suck cock.
I still think he rules though.
He's awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
And Police Story is tight.
It sucks that I can't make like stunt movies anymore. I have heard talk of a new Rush Hour though, but it's like, can he still do stunts?
I think I don't. We might not actually be able to understand the words that are coming out of his mouth
Yeah, true.
at this point. Yeah, China's tight. I will say those like videos that go viral on Twitter every now and then when they're like China really living in the 30th century, they way ahead of us, and it's like a video of the skyline, like all their buildings, and
Yeah.
all their buildings have like fucking lights and shit all over them. I'm like, this looks like it sucks. This looks obnoxious. I don't need to live in fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah, that's the thing about China though. It's like there are parts of China that looks like Blade Runner, and then there are parts of China that looks like, like Fallout.
Dude, I want to go to fucking Shenmue 2. Actually, you're wearing the shirt because
Oh yeah.
Shenmue 2 actually is in the Kowloon walled city.
Is it?
Yeah, and I remember as a kid thinking it looked so cool.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned that to someone, like an adult I knew, where I said, "Man, I want to go. I want to visit Kowloon one day." And he was like, "It was like somebody at my church, you know."
Yeah.
And I guess he had been there, and he was like, "Why would you ever want to go to that dump? Like the worst place in China."
I don't think it exists anymore.
I don't think it may not exist anymore.
Yeah, I think
but
they tore it down.
I was playing Shenmue 2, and I was like, "Yo, this looks awesome." You're telling me
Yeah.
the whole city is buildings? That you're just inside of one big building, basically.
Yeah, the biggest shanty town.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. It's like one giant shanty town. But they got Lucky Hit. I want to go play Lucky Hit.
It seems like it would suck to live there, but it does seem like a very cool video game setting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shenmue
that
2 is
sounds nice.
awesome.
Yeah, I only ever played the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, I played the second one. I never played the third one, but it looks not that good. But they a lot of gambling in it still.
Yeah.
They got new ways to gamble in Shenmue 3.
Wait, was the third one the one that they like?
They
It was
crowdfunded
like,
it.
yeah, it was like a GoFundMe thing, right?
Yeah, so they didn't have. Yeah, I think they didn't have a lot of money to make it, so it has all the same limitations as a Dreamcast game, pretty much. But it was made in like 2020.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that existed.
Yeah, I don't think it was that good. I don't think people liked it.
Yeah,
and it still, I think it still didn't even conclude the story. I think it still ended on a cliffhanger.
He's gonna crowdfund another one.
Yeah. But yeah, China's tight, and I'm in on a bunch of Chinese stocks.
Yeah.
I just watched a really great scene. I gotta watch this whole movie now. There was something went viral on Twitter. It was a scene from a Stephen Chow movie called Love on Delivery, where he's wearing a Garfield mask and he's like challenging some like fighter, some like guy, the main antagonist of the movie, I guess. And the guy keeps kicking the shit out of him, but he just keeps getting back up and putting his hands on his hips. And so he's not fighting back. The guy just keeps beating the shit out of him
Yeah.
until eventually he like grabs him and tucks and rolls where they're like rolling together, and they roll down a flight of stairs. And as they're airborne going down the stairs, it like he looks at the camera in the Garfield mask.
Yeah.
Very funny scene. Stephen Chow is like an amazing comedic actor
Yeah.
slash martial artist in all of his movies. Everybody knows Kung Fu Hustle, but everybody should check out his earlier work like Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah,
And
Shaolin Soccer. I forgot about that
The
movie.
God of Cookery is a good one. Stephen Chow rocks, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
He's sort of the how would I describe this? Like the Adam Sandler to Jackie Chan's Jim Carrey.
yeah. Yeah, China's really the only country producing actors like that anymore. We don't have that in America anymore. Jim Carrey was the last guy.
Well, we
that-
don't. Well, I guess like we have action stars that where they give them like quips to say, but we don't have like funny martial artists.
Yeah, well, we don't have guys who just have purely funny body language anymore. Like Jim
Right.
Carrey was a guy, Robin Williams was a guy,
Ernest.
Before that, like Charlie, what's his name?
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, Chaplin.
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
a lot of physical actors.
Yeah.
We
There
just
is
have like
no guy.
Ryan. We have like Ryan Reynolds talking at the camera.
Yeah, I think Robbie needs to step into that role because there's a market for physical, funny
Because
guys.
they don't. Well, nobody makes if anyone makes a comedy now, it's wrapped inside of a $200 million action movie.
Yeah,
Like
true.
the comedies that get made are like Deadpool.
Yeah, true.
It's like a fucking big action. Even like John Wick has like funny moments, but it's still John Wick.
Yeah.
Like that scene in part 4 where he just keeps falling down the stairs is really funny.
I haven't seen past 2.
Oh, there's a really funny scene in part 4 where he falls down a comically long flight of stairs.
And it's just like a long scene of him falling.
Yeah, where you it almost becomes one of those jokes where like a Family Guy gag where
Yeah.
like how long are they going to do this? Yeah, John Wick 4 is tight.
Yeah, I need to check those out. There's so many movies I need to catch up on.
Yeah, there's enough.
I stopped watching movies for a while. There
Me
was
too.
like 4 or 5 years where I just didn't go see new movies.
I don't watch a lot of new stuff. Yeah, I've lost interest in like most everything.
Yeah,
I'm excited about. I do want to see Megalopolis.
yeah, me too. I'm gonna go
looks
see that
interesting.
Friday. I think I'm gonna go with Mike, but I'm not sure yet. I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be it reminds me of a movie that like if I was 18 years old I would pretend I understood it completely even though I would have had no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun that he did that he like sold his winery and said, I'm gonna make, in defiance of everybody and God himself, I'm gonna make this fucking movie.
Yeah, it is gonna be pretty tight. I'm excited about that shit.
And you know what? Even if it's not that good, like even if like as a movie, it's like a bad movie, where it will excel, where it's like still good, like interesting, it was like a labor of love. Like it has like perspective as a point of view, and it was like there's an artistry to it. It's not gonna be bad in the way that like Ant-Man 3 is bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting, and also it's like, even if it's horrifically bad, it's gonna be entertaining to see, like, the money that went into it and what it became on screen, you
Yeah,
know? Like, it
because even like I just did that thing with Robbie where I had to watch Southland Tales,
Yes.
and it's like, yeah, this is a bad movie, but it's wildly entertaining.
Yeah. Damn, I
And
love Southland Tales so much.
yeah, and I saw somebody say that Megalopolis is like, what if a dementia patient made Southland Tales? Was how I saw it described. So
Which,
I think,
yeah, that shit sold me when I saw that too.
yeah. So I think it'll be fun because that's the thing about like even shit that's bad. Like if somebody tries, like if they really pour themselves into what they're doing, it's still good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why like all these big budget fucking movies that tank are just like dog shit. No matter like
Yeah, they're
they have
soulless.
no
They're
redeeming.
soulless.
Yeah, they have no redeeming qualities at all because they were made like a fucking car. They were made in a factory. Whereas
Yeah.
like the sort of like the benchmark for all this is like The Room, like Tommy Wiseau's The Room,
Yeah.
where that's a bad movie, but it's good in that that guy genuinely tried to make a good movie. Like he
Yeah.
really cared about what he was doing,
Yeah.
and he missed the mark so much they created something new
Yeah.
that has like lived on for over 20 years now. And so that's why honestly this is financial advice. Follow your dreams, everybody.
Yeah, follow your
As long
dreams.
as you apply yourself and care and try, you know, pour yourself into your work, you will succeed by some metric. If even if that success is you made something that was interesting to just one person,
Yep.
that is that is art and that is success in the arts. You still have to go to, you know, you still have to bartend to pay your bills. You know, you still have to work a shitty job, but you touch someone's life.
Yeah. And you
And isn't that better than any paycheck?
it is.
No. No, honestly, getting paid would be better.
Yeah, having money rules more than creating art, to be honest. But if you can create art and then create money through your art, even
Hmm.
better.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what do I do? You know, I just like sit here and record myself
Yeah.
like talking, and
No, I
people
see,
can't.
I see each one of these episodes as like a little piece of art that you make, to be honest.
It's a brushstroke on a mighty canvas,
Yeah.
on a big canvas. You know, each episode, each stream or whatever I'm doing is another piece of the mosaic.
Yeah.
It's another
So,
tie. It's another tile in the mosaic.
yeah, it's like the, like, I don't know, Da Vinci's like little sketches that he has. Like each one of these episodes is like one of the little sketches, but eventually it's going to become a masterwork worth millions of dollars.
Right.
You
And
know,
also
well, billions.
and also, but yes, billions, but also, and also like what's interesting also, because you go to an art museum and the most boring shit I can think of is like photorealism,
Yeah.
which is like it takes has a lot of like technical ability. There's a lot of technique, but no soul. And then there's somebody like Rothko or Georgia O'Keeffe or who's the other guy, Basquiat. These guys,
Yeah.
where it's seemingly much more like rudimentary,
Yeah.
but is so much perspective and life in it. Is much more interesting than somebody who can paint a photo like a photorealistic, you know,
Yeah, yeah. No, I like when
bowl of fruit.
I like when a painting looks like it was created by somebody with schizophrenia.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Which is like Basquiat's body of work is like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
it's
this was an insane person got a hold of some paint.
but he had some good ideas.
He honestly, yeah, he did. It's interesting how you look at it and it looks so. How would you describe it, like childlike or
Yeah,
minimal? Like it looks like something that you would scribble in a notebook, but it like it like sucks you in. You go like this is something about this is interesting,
yeah.
even though it looks so uh crude.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name, but the dude who did like the Campbell's can and shit like that was
Andy
the guy.
Warhol,
Yeah, I
yeah,
hate
he was
that shit.
friends with Basquiat,
Yeah, but I hated his shit.
right?
Basquiat,
Pop art.
yeah, that
Well,
shit sucked.
but I guess they both like. I guess it, I guess both are considered pop art. I don't know. I know that like I don't feel anything when I look at Warhol's shit.
Yeah, I mean, either.
Whereas like there's a lot of like Basquiat's work where I go, well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like a cool idea.
Yeah, I do hate a lot of modern art though. Like when I go to a museum and there's a modern art exhibit, I'm always like, this is some of the dumbest horse shit
Oh
I've
yeah,
ever seen in my fucking life.
there's some fucking dumb bullshit at those exhibits. But then there's like some a lot of stuff where I look at it and I'm kind of like drawn in by it,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
there's like there's stuff that's like super minimal that would fall into the category of like, oh, a child could do this, or this is a like CIA psyop,
Yeah.
where I still am like pulled in by it.
I have seen a couple cool modern exhibits that were really cool. Like there was this one I saw where it was like it was a Japanese artist whose name I can't remember, but their whole exhibit were like
Jiro Yoshihara.
the whole exhibit was like examples of like Japanese hoarder like situations. So it would just be like a bunch of random shit, like TVs with random videos on it and stuff, and just like trash. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on here, but I do like what I'm looking at.
Wait a second. Someone in the chat said you'd have twice the viewership if the volume was higher. Are we not loud enough?
I feel like I'm pretty loud
Dude,
right
I'm
now.
so loud in my headphones. But I don't know what other people are hearing.
Yeah.
Is this better?
What about this?
Is okay? Are the viewers coming in now?
My gain's all the way up, so I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe I'm quiet.
Let's see if the viewership doubles. Let's get some super chats going. Is it okay? So anyway, it would be nice if someone would give me money.
Yeah.
But I think we've covered everything pretty much. I know, Drew, you said you could only do about 2 hours because you got to get up early.
Yeah, I gotta.
You got to go to Betty Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael said that was much worse what I was doing. Yeah. I will say the financial advice: do not go to the casino if you're trying to make money. Only gamble what you can afford to lose. And make if you're just trying to have fun and you know that what you're gambling you can afford to part ways with, then great. If you're trying to fix your finances, a casino is not a good option because that I lost a lot of money doing that recently. Same with the stock market, that is also highly volatile. So you want to make sure if you are going to try and invest in the stock market to do your due diligence, research. But it's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying, Drew? It's not something you just go into flippantly like I have. You want to make sure you do the research.
Although when you did go into it flippantly is when you potentially could have made the most money.
If I was as foolish with FFIE in the beginning as I have been with everything else, I could have just made like $100,000.
Yeah.
If I had put into that what I put in all this other dumb shit, I might be a millionaire right now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Everybody, Dork Court's coming back October 1st. It's going to be in Austin. I'm not going to be there.
Drew will not be there.
I will not be there because I have a lot of work to do. But Miguel's going to be there. He's going to be there with a good friend of ours from Long Island named Dom LaMarca. And at Andy Malafarina from Panties in the Mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So please watch that. It's going to be on twitch.tv/like Kool-Aid and youtube.com @dorkcourt. Check it out. It's going to be pretty tight. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in the chat calling people gay.
Yeah. And folks, give me super chats.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure everyone knows the Crowder Boys, youtube.com/at the Crowder Boys. The Patreon for this channel is patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. I need to record a big, maybe 2 Patreons or just a big one because I'm behind on that. So sorry to everyone that is. Thank you to everyone that is subscribed, and also sorry. I am going to fix this. I got too caught up in too many other things, and I gotta update the Patreon. And then we have the Patreon for the Crowder Boys, which is up to date. And me and Robbie do an excellent bit this week on that one. Drew, I don't know if you saw it, but we play a little game that went pretty well. I think I'm glad that we pulled it off. Robbie understood what I was doing. I'm not going to spoil it. You got to go to patreon.com/the Crowder Boys to see the great bit that we riff. And then I guess that's everything. So this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. Drew is also stupid.
Yeah, I'm stupid as hell, guys.
But this was fun. I appreciate you doing this, Drew.
Oh, dude, anytime.
Again. Yeah, we'll do. Maybe I'll bring in an actual expert next time. I'll hit up Dave because
Yeah.
I was supposed to do more of these with Dave, but I don't know what he's talking about. Like he starts talking, and I'm like, I'm lost.
Yeah, we need to bring in a third idiot.
Yeah. And also, what he talks about is boring. He's like, yeah, I could be looking at a 10% return at the end of the year, and I'm like, I'm trying to get a 10% return in an hour.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I want to wake up to a 10% return, and then at the end of the day, it's 1,000%.
Yeah,
return.
I'm looking for a fucking 5,000% runner. But he does understand all the like meme coin stuff. So like the penny stocks of crypto, like these where you have these back channels you can go through and like trade your Solana for some fucking dumb meme coin.
Yeah, I was trying to do that for a little bit.
I have no fucking idea what's going on there. I can't believe it's legal. What's happening? That's like when the government finds out that people are doing this, there's no way that can keep going.
Yeah,
I think it's just like nobody knows how to do it or what's going on.
I had Pepe coin, and through trading in Solana for one of these shit coins, I had Pepe coin, and I lost like $20 in the matter of like 10 minutes. And I was like, I know this isn't that much money and I shouldn't be freaking out, but I have a very bad feeling about this. And I just pulled all of my money out of crypto.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to me.
Well, that's why they say you have to get rid of your like emotions when you trade.
Yeah.
I've talked to day traders, guys who are like, who told me they've had trades where in one day they've lost like 50 grand.
Yeah, fuck that shit, dude.
And they're just like, that's just part of it. Dude, could you imagine that feeling? Like, like throwing a ton of money at a stock and then checking it an hour later and being like, what happened?
Yeah. To be successful in finance, you have to be very Patrick Bateman like.
Yeah, you have to just watch yourself lose thousands of dollars and have no reaction to it.
And murder people.
Yeah. Because that's really the successful traders know they have stop losses in place. They know when to cut their losses and they know when to take profits. And so they're always either like taking profits and going in on something else or cutting their losses and moving that to something else and just playing all these different tickers. Whereas I diamond handed everything and I'm like, well, I'm fucked. Whatever. I'll win it all back. Folks, thank you for the super chats, which was one. It was Michael Hall. Thank you, Michael. Actually, we're gonna have Michael on the Patreon for Corn Fed soon, so
Hell
stay
yeah.
tuned for that. Drew, thank you again
Hell
for
yeah,
doing this.
brother.
This has been the Idiot Investor, only on the Billionaire Podcast Network. Ka-ching, bing, 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 bing. Did he fill her up? I don't know what happened to Robert. My business manager. I haven't heard from him in a minute. I think he might be
He has
dead.
disappeared.
He was helping build out the network and merch and all that for me and the Crowder Boys and all of us. And then he just like, no one's heard from him.
Yeah. I know one day I just stopped seeing the Corn Fed podcast, Twitter.
And I'm not upset with him. I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's out of character. Actually, I did talk to him recently. He said like he's been dealing with like some life shit. So I hope he's okay now because it's been weeks since then.
Yeah. Shout out Robert.
Shout out Robert. If you're alive, we love you. If you're dead, you know, you will be missed.
Rest in
peace. That's it, everybody. Thank you.
Bye,
Please
guys.
be safe.